Welcome to part 2 of the beginner treadmill series for weight loss. So if you haven't seen part 1, please check it out. But in part 2 today, we are going to carry on. We're going to use some water bottles, and if you don't have any, you don't need any. And we're going to do this 30-minute treadmill workout. So stay tuned because we're going to get after it in today's treadmill workout. What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to today's workout. My name's Frank. I'm a certified trainer and fitness nutrition coach. I love to help people feel, move, and look better through mobility training and nutrition. And if you haven't seen part 1, please go ahead and check that out. Click that link here because it is the best follow-along beginner treadmill workout in my eyes, because I consider myself one of the best trainers in the state of Georgia, if not in the world. There's plenty of great trainers, but besides the fact, I put a lot of time and effort and energy into these workouts. And before I go ahead and get too carried away, please go ahead and click that link down in the description or in the comments section. I have a timestamp there, so if you want to skip straight to the workout, you can go ahead and get right at it. So this is part 2 of the workout, okay? I had part 1 on my beginner treadmill series. It's an 8-week program. You could do it 3 days a week. I have all that in that detailed video there that you can check out. But in part 2, this is a 30-minute workout. The first one was only 10 minutes, okay? And basically all we did is we picked a nice speed on the treadmill. Say if we started at 2 miles an hour and you add 0.2 miles an hour every week, you're gonna get up to 3.6 miles an hour at the end of 8 weeks. This one is 30 minutes, okay? So we're gonna do a 5-minute warm up, all right? Basically, we're gonna start off at incline 1, and then we're gonna get up to level 5. So incline 1 for 1 minute, 2 for 1 minute, and then 3, 4, 5. And then we're gonna start a 20-minute workout, the meat and potatoes of it. We're gonna grab some water bottles, okay? So every minute or every other minute, we're gonna either curl and press, we're gonna row, we're gonna lateral raise. I'm gonna guide you all through it, okay? So basically throughout that 20 minutes, we have 1 minute where we're curling and pressing. If you don't have any water bottles or you don't have any weights, use your arms, because I guarantee you, you're gonna feel a burn in there. But a lot of times people do all these treadmill workouts and you're just walking. Well, we've been walking for over 40,000 years, so you've got to do a little bit more, okay? So this 30-minute workout's going to challenge you to just that. So go ahead, let's get our water bottles if you have a few of them. Let's get hydrated and we are going to smash today's 30-minute beginner treadmill workout. All right, we're going to get started. Let's walk onto this bad boy. We will get it going. So I will start off, I'm going to get a little bit of water. Stay hydrated as always. We're gonna go ahead and throw that water bottle over there. All right. And so we got our 2 water bottles here. These can be dumbbells, all right? Feel free to use dumbbells. If you don't have water bottles or dumbbells, yeah, I think you can use a water bottle, but you can just use your hands, all right? So I'm gonna go ahead and hit quick start on the treadmill. It's rolling and I'm gonna hit my timer and let's roll. So I'm gonna get up to speed here. I'm gonna go for 3.5 miles an hour, okay? And then I'm gonna set the incline to 1, and we're 3.5, so we're getting started, all right? Now, I would suggest pick a speed that you're comfortable with, all right? So this is kind of phase 2. On the beginner treadmill workout for that 10 minutes, you can run that 3 days a week, all right? And you can run that for the course of 8 weeks till you build up the speed. Now, this is phase 2, so for part 2 of this series, we're just gonna pick a speed that we can handle. So for me, 3.5 miles an hour is a really good speed. I can rock this out. Again, maybe if you're just starting off, I suggest try 2, all right? But definitely try and keep up with the incline. I'd rather you go slower and walk the incline because you're gonna be able to burn more calories doing an incline walk. It's just gonna activate your glutes a lot more. And I tell so many people, we've been walking for a very long time, so if you're just doing regular walking, which is great, after a month, you've gotta step it up. And if you don't have hills in your neighborhood, walking on a treadmill can just do that. Just do just that. So, level 2, we're bumping it up a little bit and we're up an incline. Again, I'm gonna keep this speed the same the whole time, okay? So this is just kind of a little bit of an, a warm up. Basically, I'm just up an incline by 1 each minute on the minute. Right when we get to 5 minutes, that's gonna be the last time we move up on the incline. And then I'm gonna challenge you here, okay? So when we get started, if you can, try and leave it at level 5. If you've been walking for a while, maybe you're an intermediate, trainee, and you can handle this cardio, try and leave it at level 5 the whole time. It will challenge you just a little bit more. But for a brand new beginner, what I would say is that every time that we put the dumbbells or the water bottles down, you're gonna up the incline. So if you're doing this for the first time, keep the treadmill flat as you're doing these exercises. And then whenever you put the dumbbells or water bottles down, then you can go ahead and bump up the incline on your walking. So we're at level 3 now. Level 3 and walking, all right? So we're just moving right along. Another thing to pay attention to is always think about your gait. I will say this over and over, and this is in a position of how you walk. Because a lot of times if you're walking all sloppy, right, you're gonna have some issues in your knees, your hips, gets into your lower back. So as I'm walking, I wanna make sure each step is just in alignment. You can even pump the hands a little bit. If you'd like, also throughout this whole workout, I would suggest hold on to the water bottles or your dumbbells. If you're using dumbbells, start off with like 2 or 3 pounds. Trust me, you're really gonna feel this, okay? If you really wanna challenge yourself and you've been doing this kind of stuff for a while, maybe use 5 pounds. But like I said, I love teaching people how to work out with minimal equipment. And a lot of you, I mean, you love the treadmill workout. It's one of my most popular videos I've done in a while, so that's why we're doing it here today. All right, level 4, incline level 4, we're at 4 minutes, walking right along. So again, I'm just gonna hold on to these the whole time. But for you, you don't have to hold on to these. You can go ahead and get that started when we go at our 6 minutes. So this is just warming up right now. But like I said, if you're looking for a little extra, just go ahead and hold on to these. And I say use the water bottles because we're gonna do some movements where we're curling and pressing and side lateral raises. If you haven't seen a lot of my beginner videos, please, I'm gonna go ahead and put a playlist right here. Check out my beginner playlist. I have a lot of full body workouts and body weight exercises. In all honesty, if you came here to watch a treadmill workout today, well, congratulations, you're gonna get a heck of a workout. But please, 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 for the love of God, you gotta do my body weight exercises at least, and then start doing some dumbbell exercises because walking's the best way to burn fat, okay? Burns a lot of fat calories. When I say fat calories, it keeps your heart rate, let's go ahead and bump the incline, level 5. But again, it keeps your heart rate at a nice zone where you're using oxidative, like an oxidative energy system. So basically, you know, if my heart rate's like, you know, 110 to 120, I'm gonna pull it up real quick, see where we're at. It feels like it's probably like 100. We are at, yeah, 110, I'm chilling. For some of you, 100 to 120 might be a lot, but generally this should be sustainable. So I want a heart rate that's pretty sustainable. You should be able to say your first and last name, Frank Wall. You should be able to carry on a conversation, okay? If you can't say your first and last name and you can't speak or have a conversation with somebody, your heart rate's too high. So you either gotta lower the speed, which I would try lower the speed first and then lower the incline. But, so we're about to get started, all right? Our first move, we're gonna do a curl and press. So when you have your timer where whenever you see 15 seconds left, get ready to do the move. So at this point, we can go ahead and drop the incline down the flat and then do the move, okay? So here we go. If you like, you're more advanced, you can kind of keep the incline up. Curl and press up over the head, right back down. I'm keeping these elbows glued into the side of my body. I'm curling. When I press, push my head through my shoulders, get that full extension. All right, imagine you're pushing your head through your shoulders. All right, keep a nice stride. So I'm curling, squeeze the biceps, press the weights or the water bottles up over the head, right back down and extend. Don't swing the arms, okay? Keep nice strides, curl, squeeze the biceps, press the weights up over the head, right back down. So a lot of times when we're doing a curl and press, sometimes people swing and lower the arms. Just because the weight's light, don't mess it up. Curl, press. When you come down, drop the elbows into the side of the body, then extend at the elbows. Work that negative, all right? So you can work those biceps a little bit more. You're 20 to 30% stronger on the negative because these water bottles, they can get heavy for some of us, okay? So now is the point where I would drop the water bottles and I would increase the incline, okay? So now we can bring that incline back up to 5. Anytime we're holding on to the water bottles or the weights, each minute that we're not doing the lifting portion of the exercise on the treadmill, lower or increase the incline to 5 and drop the weights. Anytime we're using the weights or water bottles, drop the incline down the flat and do the work. If you feel you can do this and you have that extra stamina and energy, keep the incline at 5 the whole time and feel free to keep these weights or water bottles in your hands the whole time, okay? And if you get through this workout and you felt it was too easy today, next time you try it, try incline level 6. Okay, so start off at 2, and for the 5 minutes, go level 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then maybe use 3 pounds instead of 2 pounds, or use 5 pounds instead of 3 pounds, okay? All right, next move. Now we would drop the incline, and then we would do a lateral raises. So we're gonna keep the arms out to the side of the treadmill, lead up with the elbows, thumbs down, pinkies up, and raising, and then right back down. Leading up with the elbows, and then right back down. And so here with the lateral raise, I'm just leading up with elbows. Sometimes I see a lot of people, they're raising it up like that, which is fine. This is like a kind of like a Y out, but it's more front delts, neck, traps, and mid-back. We're getting our scapula. But if we thumbs down, pinkies up, leading with our elbows, you want to imagine there's a string on that elbow pulling, and that's going to work our medial delt, okay? So we're here, raising, right back down. Raising up, right back down. These are our side lateral raises. And actually it's a little bit harder because we're just pretty much sticking with that half to top end range of motion. And we're gonna get a nice little burn on our shoulders. So even if you don't have any weights, you don't even have to use weights, right? You can just do body weight. So now we would increase the incline, put the weights back down. But again, like I said, if you're more advanced or you have a little bit more stamina and you can do it, keep the weights, keep the water bottles in your hands, and keep that incline at level 5 the whole time. Now again, this is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Please, there is a risk of injury while doing this. You could come off the treadmill, all right? A lot of times I see people and they're holding onto the treadmill for dear life, putting their hands on the side. Do not do that. Keep your hands off of there. You're taking the efficiency out of the exercise. Okay, if you're having a hard time with it, either drop the speed and then drop the incline, but do what you're comfortable with. Well, kind of relative speaking, because you got to be a little mildly uncomfortable. I mean, exercise isn't easy. If it was, everybody would do it. But anyway, we're going to get into our next move here in just a second. We're going to do an overhead tricep extension. So we'll drop the incline. If you'd like to keep it here. Grab our water bottles or dumbbells, and we're going up above the head, keeping these sandwiched together, and then pressing right back down. Okay, when I'm doing this move, don't keep the elbows forward, keep the elbows over the shoulders, press straight up. And we got constant time under tension on our triceps. I'm not locking out. I'm just about 3/4 bend at the top and then right back down, stretch. Nice walk, push, and down. Press, and down. Again, keeping those elbows glued into the side of the body, elbows in line with the shoulders, okay? Keep that stomach pulled in, watch the posture, pressing up, and then right back down. Push and squeeze and down, all right? Sandwiching these together, keeping the elbows tucked in. This is gonna help isolate those triceps a little bit more. So we're almost there, less than 10 seconds to go. Keep pushing through. Again, pay attention to your stride. Nice big steps, nice deep breaths. We're pressing, we're squeezing. Boom, all right? We can set these down, increase that incline. And we will continue to walk it out. All right, so like I was saying earlier, I was talking about the oxidative energy. So let's check my heart rate or oxidative energy system. Yeah, 107, so I'm chilling. My heart rate's elevated, I'm not dying, but anytime I'm in like this 100 to 130, you know, I'm burning a little bit more fat for energy. Now, I'll tell you in just a second about the anaerobic threshold. That's the point which your body loses the ability to process oxygen and burn fat. So we start sugar burning or carbohydrate burning using our glycolytic energy system. So when we're doing that, we're not burning fat anymore, okay? Like when we're doing sprints and our heart rate gets to like 180, for a little bit, we're sugar burning, right? We're tapping into those carbohydrate stores, okay? And then it comes back down, which works just fine, but all right, next move, we're gonna come in bicep curls. So we're dropping the incline and we're curling, and then right back down. Elbows into the side of the body and we're curling and squeezing. Again, we're bringing these up, we're squeezing the biceps as hard as possible, letting it back down. Nice squeeze and back down. All right, back to anaerobic threshold. So we're working on bicep squeezing. So again, if we're a long distance, like marathon runner or endurance athlete, we're gonna be using that glycolytic energy system a little bit more, because sometimes we're tapping into those carbohydrate stores, because we need to carb up, we need a lot of energy, right? We can't just run forever without energy. So, but when we're doing this walk, it's a nice fat burn. And so we keep our heart rate just at a little bit more elevated zone where we can burn more fat for energy. And then it's super important that you pair this with good nutrition. So please go check out my top 10 diet and nutrition tips for beginners video. All right, so now we would increase the incline, drop the weights. I'm gonna keep holding on. But check out that video. Click this link here if you haven't seen it already, because pairing your good nutrition, eating lots of vegetables, a little bit of fruit after your workout, protein with each meal, that's gonna help you burn a little bit more fat. And when we have more vegetables and lower carbs in our nutrition regimen, just for the beginning, that will help us burn more fat for energy, okay? There's lots of different diet plans and things like out there, but you gotta pick one that works for you and stick with that, okay? You can have carbs, they're fine, they're not the enemy. Never met someone who like got fat eating strawberries and blueberries, so. But anyways, anaerobic threshold, the best way to figure that out is taking 180 minus your age, okay? So 180 minus the age, that is going to give me that base number. So for me, I'm 36, so 180 minus 36, I think it's like 154. All right, next move. We're going into tricep kickback, so elbows up a little bit. We're pushing those arms back and kicking back, okay? I'm not trying to shrug, shoulder blades back and retracted, elbows back. I'm just flexing the back of my arms, squeezing the triceps. Nice flex, nice squeeze, I'm walking. Just trying to contract those triceps as hard as possible. All right. Now again, talking about that anaerobic threshold. So that number for me, 154, 180 minus my age, 36. So that's 154. That's gonna be the point at which above that heart rate, I'm more sugar burning or in that glycotic energy system. Now again, I got a metabolic test done years ago and I got retested. Well, last time I did that, I got tested 2011, retested 2016. And again, my number was like 158. So it changed a little bit, I improved it a little. So that equation is not too far off. So do 180 minus your age and then plus or minus 10. Well, actually, all right, so we're gonna go ahead and chill. So we up the incline, weights can be down, I'm gonna hang on. I'm sorry, that number was 144, but I added 10. So you can plus or minus 5 to 10 based on your conditioning. So yeah, 180 minus 36 is 144. Correct me if I'm wrong, and then I added 10 to that, so it was 154. When I did my test, that number was 158. So for me, if my heart rate is above 158, that's when I'm not burning any more fat, all right? If it's below 158, you know, they have certain zones, and for me, around that 115 or 125, that's the biggest fat burning zone. But as you get better conditioned, those zones, they will improve and increase. So hopefully all that makes sense. I've been carrying on about that, but that's something important to know. If you want to get a test done, you can always go to Lifetime Fitness or, you know, type in Google a metabolic assessment, because they can figure out exactly how many calories estimated you burn on a daily basis and figure out your heart rate zones. All right, so next move, we got a single arm curl and press. So one arm, just like we did in the beginning, except one arm, curl and press. So we're curling the weight or the water bottle, bringing it down and up. Again, I'm not swinging my arms, just using one arm, curling into the side of the body, pressing that weight up over my head, bringing it back down. We're just sticking with one arm at a time. Nice press, nice squeeze, and we're moving through it. So literally, we're almost there. We're less than halfway. We got about 9 more minutes or so. And then we're gonna do a little 5-minute cool down. It's a 1-minute cool down walk, 4-minute stretch. So curl and press. Again, as I curl, keep that elbow glued in to the side of my body, squeeze, press that weight over the head, bringing it back down. Nice and easy. 10 seconds left, we're almost there. We're just staying with this one arm. All right, good. And then now we can go ahead and bump the incline, set these back down. If you're feeling great, hold on to them the whole time and keep on walking. And then we're just gonna do this incline walk, and then in the next minute, we'll do the opposite side, okay? But like I was saying, anaerobic threshold, figure out that number, because if you're gonna get into doing a lot more cardio, I mean, yeah, you can use that assessment, 180 minus your age, and that's gonna kind of give you a roundabout answer. But if you're gonna really get into it, maybe you wanna do some Spartan training or Spartan race training. You wanna run even if you wanna run a 5K, you know, to me, it's like science-based training, you know? A lot of times when my clients get a little bit better, we'll do heart rate-based training, which is like some of the most efficient training you can do. like if we're doing dead mills or sprints, the rest break is all determined by where the heart rate is. So they may not feel like doing it, but when I see like 120, if your heart rate's 120, it's time to go again, whether you like it or not. And sometimes if you're brand new, it might take you 2 or 3 minutes to get down. If you're more advanced, it takes you 50 seconds. All right, so now we're curling and pressing with the opposite arm. Bringing that weight down and up, keeping that elbow glued into the side of the body. Make sure you squeeze the bicep, press the weight over the head, bringing it back down. And we're just repeating the move, all right? Making sure every time, squeeze, don't just swing the weight up. Think about what you're doing. Squeeze that bicep, flex it as hard as you can. Press the weight over the head. Feel that shoulder contract, get that full extension, and then coming back down and lowering. Nice curl, press and squeeze. But like I was saying, heart rate based training. So it's nice to run in zones. You can do zone training, like one day you might run in your level 1, all right? Because it's not all about running fast and running hard, or same thing, walking hard and fast. Like I could probably walk a little faster than this if I wanted to, but, oh yeah, I think I already did that. Am I curling and pressing? And I forgot almost where I'm at. All right, let's take a nice little walk here. We're gonna break. Almost lost track of what I was doing, but I think we're gonna be right on track here. So let's just go ahead and walk. We're gonna keep moving. We're hanging on to these weights. All right, and then we're getting into our next few moves. So all we're gonna do next is we're gonna have a reverse fly. All right, we're gonna do a reverse fly, and then we're gonna do a 1-arm row. So we're gonna do that in just a second here, and then we're gonna get into our cool down. But yeah, like I was saying, heart rate based training, super efficient. Get a metabolic assessment done. You can check that out. Like I said, Lifetime Fitness has them. You can type it in Google and see someone that can do that, because they can plug it into your heart rate monitor, and then you'll know exactly where you feel. Now you can also just use that saying, if you can say your first and last name, you can carry on a conversation. You're running at an okay pace that's below your threshold. All right, so reverse flies, we're holding on. Reverse fly and squeeze. So I'm just pinching those shoulder blades back together. Nice squeezes. And we're just trying to retract those shoulder blades. Pinch that scapula, nice squeeze. So I'm just retracting. I'm squeezing in the middle of my back, getting a nice contraction. Every time I row, and again, you're gonna feel the front part of your shoulders, but I would imagine like I'm bent over and I'm doing a reverse fly, but we're doing it standing. So hold the weights or the water bottles up, and just bringing those arms out and squeeze the middle back. That's all we're doing here. Pinching those shoulder blades together, getting a nice squeeze in the back. Nice pinch. You want to imagine like you have like a pencil or like a manila folder on the middle of your back, and you're trying to pinch it and hold it. Get a nice squeeze. And that's the reverse fly. So we'll be feeling the front part of our shoulders and our middle back. Great, we'll take another little break. We're coming back down. Almost there, we got 2 more moves. We're gonna do a 1-arm row, walk, 1-arm row, and then we're gonna cool down, and we're almost there, we're almost there. So, hope you're feeling good, hope the energy is up. We're getting through this workout. And again, like I said, at any point, if you have to, I would say try and keep that incline going and then drop the speed. But at the times when we're not doing, if we don't have these in our hands and we're not curling or anything, we have the incline up, weights are down. When we start the movement, go ahead and lower that incline. But like I said, if you're like me, feeling a little bit better, keep that incline level 5 the whole time. Because again, as we're stepping, taking these nice strides, we're working our glutes, our hamstrings, okay? And also keeping our core tight. Keep that stomach pulled in, all right? It's gonna help get you a firmer, flatter stomach by working your TVA. All right, next move. We're gonna hold on to these, 1-arm row. I'm gonna pull. I'm gonna squeeze the middle of the back and bring that back in. Pull and squeeze. So I'm bringing it down. I wanna imagine like I'm pulling this towards my rib cage or towards my hips, and I'm retracting. I'm not trying to shrug. We never want that forward shoulder rotation. When I pull and row, shoulder blade comes back. I get a little rotation in that upper, that shoulder, that scapular region, and I squeeze the lat right here, that middle of my back. Just like we were doing a reverse fly. Pull and row, get a nice squeeze. Contract the lats. Every time I row and squeeze, I wanna flex that muscle there, my lat and my back. I wanna squeeze that. as hard as possible. Right back down. Row and squeeze. Make that mind-muscle connection, all right? Be sure you're squeezing that back. Coming down, row and squeeze. All right, if you really want to work your back, I have a full guided program. You can click this link right here, and you can work your back and triceps. Boom, we're gonna take a break, all right? So 1 minute, now we would increase the incline, drop these. Like I said, feeling good. Keep walking, keep holding on to these. In the next minute, we're gonna do that one arm row. We got a 1 minute cool down, and then we're gonna do 4 minutes of stretching. But like I was saying earlier, that TVA, that's the transverse abdominis. So this whole time while I'm walking, I wanna keep my stomach pulled in nice and tight. Probably should have said that at the beginning. But as you're walking, doing any treadmill workouts, walking, seated, sitting, standing, or even quadruped on all fours or lying down on your back, you can do the TVA, you can work that TVA. It's called stomach vacuum. So click this link over here if you haven't watched my beginner lower ab workout, because the first move in that exercise is all about stomach vacuums, pulling your stomach inside, taking all the air out of your lungs, flexing your abs as hard as possible. That's how you're gonna get a flatter stomach, all right? So last move, we're gonna get this arm, pull it in, nice squeeze. We're pulling it in, we're squeezing, and we're just rowing. Nice row, we're squeezing the back. And again, all I'm doing is I'm just rotating at the shoulder. So as I row, open up that shoulder. You can turn a little bit and squeeze the middle back. I don't want that shoulder to round forward. I'm just getting a one arm row, pulling that water bottle or weight towards the hip, retracting that shoulder blade back, getting a nice squeeze. So getting a nice walk, squeeze, contract the lat, working that back. And again, even when I'm doing rows, I turn the upper body a little bit. I get a little rotation in the spine. That gives me a little extra deeper squeeze in that lat. Just rotating, again, pulling that weight towards my hip. Nice squeeze in the back, chest out, shoulder blade retracted. Boom. All right, and this is where we would set this down. This is our last minute. We would up the incline, we would walk. But this is our last minute walking. And then when we start getting into our cool down, we're gonna drop the incline and drop the speed about 1 mile an hour. Chill for a second before we get into our stretches. So, like I said, with that TVA, pulling your stomach in, you wanna do that while you're walking. When you're doing your treadmill workouts, imagine like, I'm not sure if you've ever done a photo shoot or you've competed in fitness, but you know, if you're going to a pool party, for example, you're probably gonna be walking by, you're gonna pull your stomach in. I mean, maybe you don't care, but I've always done that, okay? And especially if you're taking photos and stuff, you're standing there posing and pulling that stomach in. But again, that's a great way to work your abs. So even when you're driving your car, pull your stomach in, flex, take all of the air out of your lungs and flex and squeeze your abs, all right? That TVA, transverse abdominis, especially for women, having kids, that muscle is responsible for childbirth, all right? So you want a strong muscle. So we're gonna drop this down to level 0. We're gonna drop the speed, we're gonna chill. I'm gonna drop these weights, 2.5, we're gonna walk it out, okay? So again, TVA, yeah, of course, it's responsible to get that flatter stomach. That's that deep intrinsic core muscle. So you have your rectus abdominis, that's a layer over the top. That's your flexing and your squeezing, that's the muscles that show. But the TVA is a layer of muscle underneath. So yeah, especially for women it's important, but even for guys. I mean, that's the most important thing when I'm doing a reverse crunch and a hip lift. That hip lift, lifting my hips, pulling my stomach in, that is the most important part of getting a deep contraction. It's not about doing thousands of sit-ups or thousands of crunches. It's about making every single rep count. And even, like I said, when you're walking, focus on keeping that stomach pulled in nice and tight, because you can get a little additional core work just by walking. So we got our 1 minute cool down. We are good to go. We're gonna hop right off. We're gonna get into some stretches, all right? So first things first, we are just gonna try and stretch our quad. So we're gonna put our hand onto the treadmill if we need help. We're gonna try and reach. If you can't, grab your foot, just kick, okay? We're just gonna kick. We're gonna try and get used to this foot coming all the way back up. If you can, grab the ankle, okay? If you're a little bit more advanced, grab the base of the foot. If you can do it with no hands, step and balance, touch the ground, kick, grab. If you're even a little bit more, don't let that foot hit the ground, just stay balanced. Grab, Now in yoga, they have a dancer's pose so you can come out. But even extend at the hip, open up that hip and that quad. Drop it, bringing it back, kick. Again, if you need the hand for support, put the hand there. Extend at the hip, open it up, drop, all right? Play around with it. If you wanna go a little bit further, do the dancer's pose or the RDL, you can come down. Bring it out, reach. Really pulling that leg, all right? And then we're gonna switch sides. So, like I said, if you're having trouble with it, use the handle to the treadmill, all right? But if you'd like, just go ahead and try and grab and pull. And we're doing dynamic stretches, so we're just going one big stretch and a pull and then relaxing, because sometimes we can't hold this position for that long. But I like dynamic stretches because we take it to mildly uncomfortable and then relax, right? We're pulling, mildly uncomfortable and relaxing. And this helps prepare us for movement, but even after a workout, it's still good to do because you can actually push it a little bit further and you can help enhance that range of motion. But after a workout like we just did, this is a great time that if you want to do a static stretch like I'm doing now and holding, static meaning we're just staying in one place and we're just holding that stretch for a prolonged period of time, you can do that. But dynamic is basically just enhancing movement. So we're moving it back and forth, and sometimes I can push it a little bit more, give my body a break, and repeating the movement. Like I said, if you need help, put your hand on something and hold. If not, we can just hold that movement, all right? Now lastly, we're gonna stretch our hamstrings. So what we're gonna do single leg hamstring stretch. One leg's bent, the back leg, the front leg is straight, reach. If this is all you got, that's fine, no big deal. Reach for the knee. If you have to, come back up, right back down, reach towards the shin. Keep this front leg locked out. If you're a little bit more advanced, all the way down and reach, all right? You wanna kick it up a notch, foot onto the treadmill. Now we're coming down, pushing the hips and the butt back. If you can't go all the way, just reach for the knee or the shin. If you can go a little bit more, go for it. If you're feeling really good, go ahead and bring that foot up onto the treadmill. Watch that foot from turning with the hips open, it's easier. Keep it straight, reach, stretch. This is a dynamic stretch I really like doing because it's a little bit harder, but I can really feel it. I can lay into it. I can really open up that hamstring. But again, if you can't do it, the foot down onto the ground is just fine. Last move, opposite side. Right foot in front of the left, or whichever leg you're just switching, we're reaching, all right? So instead of just coming down the whole time and just staying down, I'm gonna reach for it. And every single rep, see if I can go a little bit lower. If you feel like you get lightheaded really easy, just go ahead and stay here, because sometimes a continuous up and down movement can get you lightheaded, so be careful about that. But I'm just reaching. Again, this front knee is not bent, the back leg is bent, the front leg is straight. I'm reaching down as far as I can. If we have a different ability and we can't go as far here, it's fine. If you can go all the way down low, go for it. Like I said, feeling better, foot on the treadmill. Watch this. This is an easier way of doing it, but when the hips rotated out, it's a lot easier to stretch, but you'll feel in a different position. I feel in the middle. If I bring it on straight and I come down, reach, now I can kind of feel the opposite side a little bit more, and if I'm feeling crazy, bringing the foot up, really dropping the body down. This is ripping on my hamstring. Dropping and pulling. So, whew, congratulations. You made it. Finished the workout. I'm so proud of you. Thank you for doing this. This is part 2. Again, the main reason why I did this video is because I had so much positive feedback on the first video and it started trending a little bit more on my channel, so I decided to make this one, and I'm so happy you did it. So again, thank you so much for tuning in. My name's Frank, certified trainer, and I love helping people work out and exercise efficiently. And I wanted to make my channel stand out above the rest. That's why I started creating these follow-along workouts even before this whole pandemic and Corona stuff started, was because I wanted to give my clients access to better resources and better home workouts they can do on their own when they're not training with me. But the beauty of you being a subscriber and staying in tune with my channel is you get access to this too. So of course I'm gonna have future programs and awesome plans that are gonna be released, but I wanted to have cool workouts like this that you can try and do at home. So I really hope you enjoyed this treadmill workout. Stay tuned because I will have part 3. And if it's already out, you can go ahead and click this card right here and you can do part 3 where we're gonna do a dynamic treadmill workout. So I'm gonna keep releasing a handful of these. If you liked this series and you like this workout, please click that like button, all right? Go ahead and subscribe. Click the notification bell so you don't miss any of my latest content. That will let me know what other content I'm gonna produce that you like watching, right? So the better traction, the more likes one of my videos get, I'm gonna notice that, and I'm gonna create more content just like that. So if you like this treadmill workout, let me know down in the comments section. Let's have a conversation and, you know, keep me updated on how you're doing, how you're progressing through your workouts, and how I can better serve you and get you into the best shape of your life. So thank you so much for being here. Thanks for tuning in, and I can't wait to see you in my next workout.
I keep on working, got purpose and worth. Music's my cure and this world is my purse. Get rid of this curse with every verse. Of course I've been hurt, but some have been much worse. Leave me alone, get out of my head. Block out the opinions until I am dead. They all go to sleep, but should listen instead. Listen some more and you'll cease to regret. I keep on working, I got it on track. You gonna see my name up on a flag. I sail this ship and I'll never come back. I keep this bitch on the line to attack. Never look back, I make a record like Crash. Top of my bracket I smash, I'm like a pack. I'm about to stack it like cash. It's gonna happen so fast.
Never changed my